The Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture signed an MOU with Batilco to develop solutions on enhancing digital infrastructure and connectivity, voice communication, smart security, and digital signage. The agreement was signed during the Bahrain Smart Cities Conference 2025 and was attended by the Minister of Municipalities, Wa'il Mubarak. The minister highlighted that the MOU promotes cooperation and expertise exchange in digital infrastructure and smart systems. The ministry's Undersecretary, Sheikh Mohammed bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, emphasized focusing on technical expertise to improve the ministry's connectivity, praising Batilco's role in sustainable development. Batilco CEO Maytham Abdullah expressed keenness to further strengthen collaboration and explore new opportunities in related technologies. Bahrain hosted the 8th Smart Cities Summit in Manama, gathering experts in digital transformation and urban planning to discuss sustainable and smart city solutions. More in this report.
On its second day in Manama, the Bahrain Smart Cities Summit 2025 continues with strong attendance from experts in technology and urban planning. The summit highlights on advancing smart solutions in planning and infrastructure and fostering public-private sector integration for more sustainable cities. The participants of the summit emphasized the need for a digital transformation in sectors like transportation, housing, and energy to address population growth and environmental challenges.
I noticed this year that the participation is really more good this year, covering all the different sectors, the government sectors, and even private sectors in Bahrain.
This subject is a very important, for all of us, because we would like to see all our cities and areas, to be properly planned, and they need to be operated well with provided all the smart infrastructure which is required for the public. So, we are talking about all the facilities which are there, and especially with the introduction of the AI, things have improved in planning or design and implementation.
The summit highlighted successful regional models, including Bahrain and Oman's initiatives in smart reforestation and real estate data management. The summit served as a platform to drive innovation and achieve Bahrain's vision for a smart, secure urban environment that meets future generation aspirations.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Jalila Hassan, led Bahrain's delegation at the opening of Abu Dhabi Global Healthcare Week 2025, held under the patronage of the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Chairman of the Abu Dhabi Executive Office, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. She noted the importance of regional and international collaboration in tackling global health challenges. She pointed out that the accelerating health challenges the world is witnessing require the adoption of flexible and sustainable business models based on sharing experiences and strengthening partnerships to ensure more efficient and responsive health systems. As part of her participation in the opening of Abu Dhabi Global Healthcare Week 2025, the Minister of Health, Dr. Jalila Hassan, joined a panel discussion where she outlined Bahrain's national strategy for advancing healthcare. She highlighted the kingdom's focus on digital transformation, preventive healthcare, and the development of national capabilities to creating a comprehensive health system. Dr. Jalila also highlighted Bahrain's global leadership in precision medicine, referencing the successful treatment of the first non-US patient with sickle cell disease using CRISPR gene editing technology. She noted that Bahrain is working to position itself as a regional hub for innovative medical solutions, supported by investments in cutting-edge infrastructure and facilities. She added that the Bahrain Oncology Center was granted Vertex certification in May 2024, officially recognizing it as a center for bone marrow transplantation and cell therapy. As part of the executive plan to implement the directives of His Majesty the King to accelerate housing projects and provide 50,000 units, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning launched the new financing option Tasheel Plus. The Housing Minister, Amna Ramaihi, pointed out that the applications for the new option coincides with the opening of the Innovation Summit in Social Housing 2025, held under the patronage of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. She emphasized that the new financing option offers various benefits with a maximum funding limit of 91,000 BD, noting that citizens with a monthly income between 600 and 1,200 BD are eligible. She explained that the program covers several housing purposes, including purchasing a unit, apartment, or residential plot, as well as buying and building on a plot. The Minister of Youth Affairs, Rowan Tawfiqi, participated in a panel discussion organized by the Ministry of Youth Affairs as part of the Hope Network initiative held on the sidelines of the UN Economic and Social Council Youth Forum. During the session, the Minister reviewed Bahrain's pioneering experience in developing youth leadership through a national project, Lama, which is a successful model for enhancing the leadership skills of the youth. She explained that the program is comprehensive with effective and more than 70% of its graduates receiving promotions or new jobs by the end of 2024. The Director General of the Institute of Public Administration, Dr. Sheikh Rana bint Isa Al Khalifa, stressed that promoting a culture of innovation in government work is a necessity to achieve sustainability and attract young talents. During her participation in the 24th session of the Committee of Experts on Public Administration of the UN Economic and Social Council, she pointed out that the public sector is no longer just a traditional work environment, but a space to create societal impact and fulfill the aspirations of citizens. She added that modern public administration requires keeping up with the pace of rapid developments and adapting to changes by adopting initiatives, innovative practices, and methodologies. She highlighted the importance of communicating with the new generation through digital platforms and modern media, and highlighting success stories in the public sector. The ambassador of Bahrain to the U.S., Sheikh Abdullah bin Rashid Al Khalifa, participated in a panel discussion organized by the Harvard Arab 2025 conference, which discussed aspects of strategic partnership between Bahrain and the U.S. and ways to elevate it to more comprehensive horizons to serve common interests. The ambassador highlighted the success of Bahrain's hosting of the 33rd Arab Summit, noting the important recommendations that resulted from it. He pointed out that the MENA region is facing a geopolitical landscape, and Bahrain was the first Gulf country to diversify its economy away from hydrocarbons. In the context of digital transformation, the ambassador noted Bahrain has launched a pioneering cloud-first policy and has become home to the Amazon Web Services data center in the region. He highlighted the strength of Bahrain-U.S. relations, noting that the U.S. will remain a pivotal partner for Bahrain, highlighting the advantages of the CECIPA agreement between the two countries.
The region is just going through a transformational stage, and I think that we have come to a point where this is unprecedented. And the actions that we take today as governments in the region can dictate where we are going to be in the next 10, 20, and 30 years. And so in the midst of all of the opportunities that we have, whether it's governments that are looking to diversify their economies. I mean, we have diversified our economy a very long time ago. Over 80% of our GDP is non-oil today. But then again, where is the region headed and where do we find opportunities? Digital transformation has become one of the most important elements within many governments. But again, it's a double-edged sword with all the cyber attacks that can go on. There are new geopolitical alignments that are happening as we speak. Old ones that are being revisited, new ones that are being established, neighbors that we never talked to. How are we going to come up with a roadmap that can bring about peace and prosperity for the entire region while really focusing on these differences and alignments and unlocking strategic cooperation?
The chairman of the Sunni Waqf Council, Sheikh Dr. Rashid Al-Hajri, participated in the 3rd International Conference on Islamic Studies in the UAE. The conference, which focused on citizenship, identity, and shared values of coexistence, brought together a distinguished group of academics and researchers from various countries to address key issues and explore strategies for fostering inclusive and cohesive societies. Dr. Al-Hajri emphasized that citizenship is a comprehensive concept based on the notion that the nation is one family that contribute to protecting the nation and preserving its achievements and history. He added that the goal of citizenship is a life and security with loyalty and belonging as its foundation. The CEO of the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, Sara Buhajji, visited Bahrain's National Pavilion at Expo 2025 Osaka. She emphasized that the pavilion contributes to highlighting Bahrain's unique tourism attractions, particularly its rich history and maritime heritage. She noted that highlighting the sea through the National Pavilion supports the waterfront tourism and water activities of the 2022-2026 tourism strategy, which the BTEA seeks to further develop in an integrated manner. Buhajji also expressed the authority's aspiration to continue building effective partnerships during the expo to highlight Bahraini culture, which is a key tourism attraction. The GCC countries have participated in Expo Osaka 2025, a global event that combines past authenticity with future visions. More in this report.
The GCC countries are constructing a space in Japan's heart at Expo Osaka 2025, showcasing their heritage and vision. They aim to be a single civilizational voice, prioritizing human, emphasizing sustainability and innovation as the path to the future. Bahrain, under the slogan "The Meeting of the Seas," offers a sensory journey through interactive curtains, wooden ships, and unique bottles that fragrance Bahrain's identity, showcasing its maritime heritage and connection to the sea. Saudi Arabia hosts a massive pavilion, second only to the host country, featuring 7 interactive halls showcasing significant transformations under the slogan "Discover Saudi Arabia." Along this futuristic path, the UAE rises with a palm-inspired pavilion, a design that blends tradition and sustainability, and an immersive experience that takes visitors through the UAE's achievements in space, health, and technology. Kuwait is lighting up its pavilion under the slogan "Beacon of the Future," an experience that starts from the future and goes back to the past. Then comes Oman, bringing its Falaj-inspired pavilion to life, where water and earth merge and the story flows, where vision and sound reveal a civilizational steeped in history. Qatar concludes this harmonious GCC scene with a journey that takes visitors between sea and land in a display that combines heritage and sustainable projects. Gulf pavilions at Osaka Expo weave a single story of a nation that moves forward with confidence, values the human being, and believes that the future is created when heritage meets science and vision turns into achievement.
And in Arab and international news, His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq of Oman received a phone call from President Donald Trump where they discussed bilateral cooperation between the two countries and ways to develop them in various fields. Both sides also discussed the latest regional and international developments and the efforts being made to achieve security and stability. The Emir of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, held talks with Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara in Doha, where they reviewed key regional and international developments and exchanged views on ways to enhance security and stability in the region. They also discussed bilateral relations and ways to support and develop them, especially in the political and diplomatic fields. Jordan's Prime Minister Ja'far Hassan continued his official visit to Washington with a series of high-level meetings aimed at strengthening the kingdom's strategic partnership with the U.S. He met with the Secretary of State Marco Rubio, National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, and other U.S. ministers and officials. Both sides emphasized the necessity of expanding relations to serve the interests of both countries and discussed regional and international developments. Saudi Arabia emphasized the importance of halting external support for both sides of the conflict in Sudan to create a genuine environment for a ceasefire. The Saudi Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs stated that what is happening in Sudan represents a threat to regional stability that requires intensified efforts to support the dialogue process. During a conference held in London, Britain, France, Germany, and the African and the EU called for an immediate cessation of hostilities, the non-partitioning of Sudan, and the establishment of a civilian government. Despite an ongoing economic crisis since 2019 in Lebanon, the cultural and artistic scene in Beirut seems to be going back to life. More in this report.
For several months now, art galleries in Lebanon have been busy, and new spaces have been created in Beirut, despite the country's difficult circumstances. Garo Bardakjian is a specialist in art in the MENA region and accompanies young artists. He explains that art in Lebanon has undergone a revival since the end of the war with Israel in 2024, with dozens of galleries working today in Beirut.
Despite everything that happened, there's some kind of renewed trust within the market in terms of investing in Lebanon and the art industry. And this is translating into new galleries, new auction houses, new art ventures, whether online or physical. So it's quite interesting to be part of the boot.
At the other end of the city, at the Sphere Samler Gallery in downtown Beirut, a new exhibition is opening and art lovers and professionals begin to gather. André Sver-Samler believes that the renewed interest in the sector is due to the hope it offers in times of crisis.
Throughout the last years, when the situation was really very bad, we proceeded because we think that art can give an oasis to the people outside of religions, politics, to breathe and get new ideas and get to another level of hope. Art gives energy in times of war and of distress. We are hopefully coming out of our tunnel and facing a better future. We are all full of hope.
Exhibiting artist Munira Soloh has shown her work all over the world, but is proud to be exhibiting in Beirut, a haven for artists, according to her.
Lebanon has always offered a space of freedom within the countries that surround it, and this will continue. Of course, the crisis has scattered and saddened us, but when we are given the chance, we return to our activities. If I don't exhibit here, it's as if my work has no meaning, because this is my country, and how people here perceive my work is the biggest test.
As the country tries to rebuild itself, art remains a refuge for Lebanese trying to start afresh, away from all the turmoil. Despite all the hardship that Lebanon has gone through lately, the art sector is booming in Beirut and new exhibitions are held every week, a true indicator of the Lebanese resilience. From Beirut, Zena Antonios, Bahrain TV.